Welcome to How Women Write, the podcast for author entrepreneurs to find inspiration and flow. Get easy to implement 20-minute or less writing and business lessons, plus interviews with relatable and inspiring women to help you create a sustainable writing habit that grows your business and leaves a lasting impact. I'm Jacqueline Fish, former communications consultant, 3-time author, and intuitive writing coach. Let's go. Today, I want to chat about coherence in writing. Coherence in writing is when you are co-creating with God, not your brain, not your ego, and certainly not if you're co-creating with ChatGPT. Coherence is when you're writing and the words arrive faster than your thoughts, when your body feels the truth and knows it before your mind tries to explain its way there or make sense of anything. If you've ever written something, read it back weeks later, or even just a couple days later, and not even remembered writing it, this is coherent writing. This happens to me all the time. I've even had my community members check their writing online, like Google it to see, did I take this from somewhere? Because I don't remember writing it. That is how you know you're totally present when you're writing. This is the kind of writing I love because it's actually very low lift. It's not a lot of effort and pushing. It's allowing. And getting to that point where you can do that takes time and training. Not a ton of I need to learn how to write training, though. I want to be clear about that. It's more about stripping away the noise and outsourcing your voice and your intuition to everything other than you. Coherence, it's not a thinking problem. Like I mentioned, you're not going to think your way there. So when I talk about co-creation, while you'll see my name on this podcast, cover of my books, the name of my Substack, on my websites, it's not me, Jacqueline, generating this all on my own. I'm just the vessel. I'm here bringing that through. Yet, I would imagine it would look pretty funny to have all of our names on our authored books as a co-author with God, like a byline. But with AI, if people are using it to crank out their content and books, I wish that they could tag the AI tool as co-author because that would be more accurate. And quick side note on AI, I'm not anti-AI. It's a useful tool for summarizing, organizing data, detecting language patterns. It's only a 2026 example of an entity where creatives outsource their intuition to. The best writing, though, comes from within. The invitation today is to stop outsourcing your writer's intuition to people, tools, and energies you don't actually understand. So here's how I learned to stop outsourcing my intuition. Many people find their way into A Course in Miracles, New Agey, word soup land, arrive there after leaving rigid structures typically of organized religion. My particular brand of early brainwashing was Catholicism. While I'm grateful I wasn't physically harmed by the church, the conditioning is real. I'm also grateful my parents never went any further than just sending me to Catholic schools. And I can count on one hand the number of times I attended church outside of a wedding or a funeral. For me, leaving Catholicism wasn't dramatic. It was more of a quiet, I'm just going to walk past the church doors and see what else exists. Most people who leave the church don't go straight to Jesus, though, and churches reference his teachings, but rarely do they say that Jesus didn't come here to start a religion. He came to give direction, guidance, a way to live. And no one corrected me when I was a kid. And I said, I didn't need church to find God. Like on the occasion where they wanted me to go to church, and I said, oh, I'll just watch it on TV. They never pushed. I think my parents knew what was true. I eventually found my way back to Jesus, the real one, not the institutional version, but only after a brief detour through New Age land. I want to share why some of these tools from the New Age felt helpful until they didn't. So first, let me summarize my writing life with the New Age influence. Every morning, I'd pull a card from an oracle deck to guide my day, show me what to write, what to think. If I felt stuck, I'd pull another card. Like, I don't like this one, give me another one. Sometimes I'd have a few pulled and looking for answers in pieces of paper. Sure, sometimes I would write, but the writing felt hollow. like completing an assignment for a seventh grade English class where my teacher said, write about this. When decisions would feel unclear, I would book sessions with psychics or Reiki practitioners. I would also use a pendulum, watching it swing for answers. Sometimes these tools or sessions would make me feel better in the moment, and every time I did, my writing got quieter, flatter, and further away from my own voice. It had a hint of truth, followed by distortion. Each time I consulted something outside myself, it calmed my mind, but it dulled my inner knowing. And you can imagine what happens over time as you keep doing this. Over and over, I was telling my body I didn't trust it. So whether the window to distortion is cracked open or thrown all the way wide open doesn't matter. Like, you would not open your bedroom window if there was a toxic chemical fire going on outside and saying, oh, it's only a little open. It wasn't about being anti-God. I was just no longer buying the church narrative. But once I started dabbling in the new age, things shifted, and not in my favor. The body knows the truth, and it can't lie. So here's some things that I uncovered. Oracle cards. The cards themselves aren't bad. They're paper. I did resist buying them for years. I should have known better. I pulled cards before bed sometimes, and one night I'd have a knowing, you don't need this. And immediately I'd toss them into the corner of my bedroom, instinctively wanting them far away from where I'd be sleeping. The next night, one of my cats was staring at them, full on in the corner, head pressed against the corners of the walls. And we know cats are weird, but I knew these cards had to go, and I tossed them immediately. Psychics, Reiki practitioners, listen, I don't think most are doing intentional harm, truly. But it's important to know, where are these people that you're consulting with getting their information? Again, they drop truth, they always do, and then lead you down a path. Not on purpose, but don't you want to travel and move and live and write on purpose? Ask yourself, is this person connected to the real Jesus, real truth? What is the fruit of their life? Like, if you look at their life and their results, what do they have around them? Do they have amazing lives, or do they have chaos? Reiki practitioners, I worked with one for a few months in 2020. The thing to know about Reiki is that it installs symbols into your energy field that interfere with your direct connection to God. Just like you don't need a priest to talk to God, you don't need cards to tell you your next move, and you don't need symbols in your body to get answers or to feel better in any way. And around 3 months in, I felt deeply off. I canceled immediately. Tarot cards were the same. I had fewer than a handful of readings and left each one feeling anxious and disoriented. A pendulum, which is a crystal on a chain, is used to read answers through the direction of its swing. Now, crystals themselves aren't bad. They're natural, from the earth, made of energy just like everything else. I love crystals. I just don't use them as pendulums. And I already have a pendulum, my body. What I was doing, I was outsourcing my intuition to these tools and to other people. I wasn't at all trusting myself. And nowhere here was I honoring the fact that I had a body, which I later realized was all I needed. So, what does this mean for you and your writing practice? It's not that cards or seers never share truth, it's that it's mixed with displacement. They offer a trace of resonance, followed by a quiet erosion of trust in yourself and God. It's why I'd sometimes feel temporarily relieved, slightly disassociated, and even more confused. That's why I kept reaching for one more card, one more session, one more voice, as if everyone else had answers for me except me. Now, that's disempowering. My body is connected to God, Goddess, the divine. So is yours. If you have a body, your intuition speaks to you through it. Whether you receive guidance as a knowing, a sensation, a vision, a sound, or a sign, it's coded in your body. Your body knows. And for me, as an intuitive writing coach, it doesn't mean I'm intuitive and I'm going to tell you what to do. It actually means I'm intuitive. So are you. And my job is to show you how to quiet the outer noise so you can listen to and trust your inner voice. If your writing feels scattered, over edited, or disconnected, this is the work I do with writers and founders. I don't tell you what to write. I help you reconnect to the part of you that already knows. And I invite you to learn more about the living draft container: copy, content, and voice supported over time, where we will do three things. Your writing will stretch with intention, not pressure. Your voice will deepen, become clearer, and feel true, not forced. And finally, you will finish the writing projects that matter the most. I invite you to learn more at intuitivewritingschool.com/copy content coaching. You'll have that link in the replay. I hope you enjoy. And even if just for an experiment for a week or two, if you are outsourcing your intuition to tools and other people, quiet that noise. Go inward. Just you, a pen, a piece of paper, your journal, prayer, meditation, a walk in nature, whatever that is, a reminder that you don't need any outside tools to hear your voice. I hope you truly enjoyed this episode of How Women Write, and that you are taking this advice and using it in all the things you are writing for your books and business. I would be over the moon if you can leave a rating, review, or share this episode with someone who you think needs it. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.